What's going on, everyone? This is Cody coming back to you from my channel, Cody's Corner. Today we got some sad news to report on. It looks like David Prowse, the actor behind, in the costume and behind the mask of Darth Vader in the original Star Wars trilogy, has passed away. Let's get right into it. This article comes to us from comicbook.com. The title reads, Star Wars Darth Vader actor David Prowse dead at 85. Darth Vader actor David Prowse has passed away at the age of 85. The news comes as a shock to Star Wars fans. Yeah, I was shocked when I found this out last night at work. Everywhere in the early hours. Famously, the bodybuilder supplied the frame for the villain, while James Earl Jones supplied that unbelievable voice. Prowse actually came up in the weightlifting circuit with other heroes like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno. That's a whole lot of childhood heroes represented across different nations. He spent 50 years acting in various roles, but his stalking hallways in the Vader outfit and helmet will always stick out as his most famous outing. Prowse agent Thomas Bowington shared some kind words about the actor with BBC. May the Force be with him always, Bowington said. I'm getting a little teary-eyed here. Though famous for playing many monsters, for myself and all who knew Dave and worked with him, he was a hero in our lives. He called the untimely tragedy a truly deep and heart-wrenching loss for us and millions of fans all over the world. Yeah, you know, when I first read it, you know, last night at work at like 2 in the morning, I was like, oh man, like a gut punch, similar to when Carrie Fisher passed. You know, I grew up with Star Wars, and Vader is probably the most iconic, if not one of the most iconic characters in all of cinema and all of pop culture. Definitely either the most renowned villain or one of the most, you know, up there with, you know, Heath Ledger's Joker, with Hannibal Lecter, and maybe now with the Avengers guy, the purple guy, I don't even know, Thanos. Anyway, let's keep reading. The actor also told the BBC about the process of choosing the role of Vader back in 2013. He actually had his pick of Chewbacca or the villain, but ended up on the dark side. His reasoning in that moment seems wise and poignant right now. It definitely does. You really do remember the great villains from stories forever. Quote, what happened actually is my agent rang me up and said there's a gentleman in town called George Lucas who would very much like to meet you, he explained. So I went out to see him and met up with him. He took me into a room and showed me all these conceptual drawings. He said, I would like to offer you one of two parts in this movie I'm doing. And then look at what it became, Star Wars. The first one is a character called Chewbacca. Quote, I said, what in the hell is Chewbacca? He goes through the film on the side of the goodies. You see, I heard that and said, 3 months in a gorilla suit? No, thank you very much. Quote, the other one is called Darth Vader. He's the big villain of the film, you see. I said, don't say any more, George. I'll have the villain's part. He said, tell me why, George asked. Think back on all the movies you've ever seen. When there's good guys and bad guys, you always remember the bad guys. And that's the end of our article. Yeah, so David Prowse has passed away. He'll always be remembered for being behind the mask and in the suit of Darth Vader. And yeah, it's a bummer. You know, I mean, he lived a long life, so that's great. You know, he lived to 85, so nothing sad there. But, you know, Darth Vader is such a big part of so many people's lives, you know. Anyway, the link to the article is in the description below. Have a good day.